this is Brian Black, and I want to welcome you to this another one of my guitar gear reviews. Today we have a 2015 Gibson Les Paul Traditional. Now, a lot of folks hear the number 2015 when you're talking about a Gibson Les Paul and they immediately cringe. There was a lot of bad press back in 2015, 5 years ago, when these came out because Gibson had shot up their prices and they had done all kinds of different things with their product line. Well, I'm here to tell you those guitars aren't as bad as you may fear, okay? Today, we are looking at a Gibson Les Paul Traditional, but I've played some standards. I've played a high performance from that time period. They're not bad guitars. You might get a bad one now and then, just like any car dealership might sell you a lemon on a brand new car sometimes. But overall, I will tell you, the couple of Gibsons I've had from that time period, I've been pretty satisfied with them. But this one here, I am extremely excited to play for you. This is a 2015 Traditional, okay? Traditional, what does that mean? Because there was a lot of things that were not traditional at that time period. So for instance, these guitars, when you bought them, they were a traditional Les Paul shape, and double humbucker setup like you're used to, but they had this zero nut, okay, the 0 fret nut, and that was really unpopular. Now you can see on this guitar from the photos I'll put up, this one has had a replacement from Tuso put on it, and it looks and feels just kind of like a regular nut. It's not like that same brass 0 fret that was out there. So that's one thing that was changed on this guitar, as well as, guess what? No robo tuners. Everybody dislikes those, and I gotta say, if this guitar had robo tuners on it, I'd replace it with Klusons like the ones that are on it now. But that being said, outside of that, it kind of runs like a Les Paul. A little bit different knobs. They've got the little little notches in it so you can grab it easier, which is nice when you're rolling volumes or tones up and down. As far as the humbuckers in it, these are Gibson 59 Tributes, okay? So the 59 Tributes obviously are meant to be like a PAF style. They want it to sound like the guitar pickups from 1959. With that being the case, that's kind of what they do, and you'll be able to hear that in just a moment. The most striking things about the guitar are cosmetically that stick out to you. They have actually gone to pearl, not just like a pearloid or anything like that as far as the inlays. That's always nice to see. But the top on this guitar is just beautiful. Gibson calls it an A+ on their spec sheets. I'm going to tell you, this is nicer than a lot of AAAs I've picked up, and it's got some really nice figuring in the wood, and it's just a beautiful guitar. Now the necks on these, as I said, traditional. So when I say traditional, what do you typically think of with a Les Paul? You think of a big baseball bat neck, right? This one's no exception. It's meaty. But I'm going to tell you, as a guy that typically likes a slim taper neck, like a 60s neck, this is really comfortable. I mean, it's big, and I can feel it in my hands, but it's easy to chord, and it's just, you feel like you got something when you're playing it. Another thing is the pick guard. You can take it off, put it on, and at a snap, just like this. It goes into some slots on there. It's a fake screw even, just for aesthetics, to make it look like the old classic guitars. Also, it's got Les Paul's signature looking a little bit different. It's one of the last signatures known of Les. And it says Les Paul 100 to honor him. And on the back of the headstock, you'll see there is a hologram of Les waving to you, kind of say, hey, I'm still here on this guitar. So with all that said, let's start off with some clean tones. Today I'm running through I'm playing a Les Paul, so Les Pauls and Marshalls go together like peas in a pod, so we've got to do that. But I'm going to start off with some clean sounds. I'm running this out of a Marshall /SL5, which, by the way, is a nice versatile little amplifier. Great heavy rock tones, but also some nice clean sounds out of it. And you can go 1 watt or 5 watt, which is nice for playing at home. Some of the other models, other than this 2015 Traditional, like the Standards and some of the other models, had coil taps and stuff, but Traditional doesn't. Traditional is a traditional Les Paul. So with that being said, you got 3 pickup selections, and between the 2 pickups, we'll start off with the neck on a clean sound, and or the bridge, I should say, on a clean sound, and go through that. So here's the clean on the bridge. Now on on to the middle pickup selection, which will be both of the humbuckers. And the neck. Now, you always want to hear some distortion. Today we're playing through a Marshall SL5 combo, so in honor of Slash, you put a little bit of dirt on it. And let's start with the bridge. So, obviously a nice rocking sound. Go to the middle. A little spongier. And then the neck, you get that nice thick sound. There you have it, a 2015 Gibson Les Paul Traditional in a beautiful Heritage Cherry Sunburst. The pickups are Gibson 59T, or not 59T, but 59 Tributes. So it's obviously going for a PAF sound. Like I say, hopefully you dig it, and wish you all the best of luck out there in your search for gear.